I know most of the time when you're on the space, you tend to see so many viral videos and you tend to think, okay, this is what should be
Why
working
not
and
me?
it's not working. Yeah, why not me? So you just need to be
Mm.
patient. And even as you're patient, you continue learning, because you can't just be patient and you wait for a miracle. You are patient, but you are learning, what am I not doing right, what do I need to improve, until you'll be able, as you learn in the process through the different things that you do, eventually you'll reach to that point where you had set your goal or target.
The problem with threads is it came to try to compete with the X. You
Yes.
don't build a platform that is copying another platform. You have to create your own unique value proposition. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Marketing Matters podcast, where we talk about marketing strategy, digital media trends, ad tech, and everything in between. I'm your host, Steven Atema.
I'm Atema Victoria.
Yes, you're welcome. So today, Vicky, we are taking a different tune, and we are talking about a topic that has been requested by some of our audience when we started. They were saying that it's good we talk about the marketing news, but also that people want to know more about how they can break into this industry. So today we shall cover a very important topic for the people in the industry, but also for new folks, and that is about how do I build my career as a marketer or build my career in marketing. So to just get things rolling, I would like to first of all get a feel of what you, Vicky, you do on a daily basis, and how you found yourself doing marketing.
Okay. Um, well, I don't know. Maybe I should first ask you a question. Most of the times when we are growing up, we are always having our visions and our dreams. Your parents will ask you, your teachers. I even see it with the young ones right now. They try
I
to.
wanted to be a pilot.
Yeah?
I wanted
Oh,
to
you
be
want
a
to be a
pilot.
pilot?
Very
Oh,
serious. I evolved into trying being. I think I wanted to do business, and then that's what I guess I ended up doing. But then what I now do is definitely different from the way I thought I was going to do when I started my career. But yeah, I wanted to be a pilot when I was young. It just felt so cool.
ah, that's nice. That's interesting. I wanted to be a scientist. I didn't know what scientist mean, and then
Yeah.
I ended up saying I want to be. Then I evolved to an environmental scientist again, and then later on just ended up doing something related to science, and
Mm.
of course, eventually I've realized I just wanted to do data analysis.
Mm.
Like from the word go, it's like I loved research. I just loved doing something that will make me understand why is this happening, why in any field that I'm in, or in anything, even in life, personal life, I just like understanding why do people do things the way they do it. So I think eventually I fell into the right place. So marketing, uh, I don't know if I really have a pitch to give to say this is how I joined marketing. But I remember when I came to Nairobi in search of a job, and I realized most of the jobs that were available at that time was either insurance or bank jobs, which you had to start with a sales position. And for me, I was
Mm.
just like, I can't really venture into this. Like, I go and search for clients for a business that they are going to get more money because I delivered to them a specific client. I just felt this is not, it's a no-go no-go zone for me. So I told myself I will not do it. I'll just continue searching for a job. But through my employment journey, of course, I ended up getting employed at some point. I realized that I've always been thinking on how to better the businesses or the career, the employer's business, how to gain more clients, how to be able to retain more clients. So I ended up eventually just being in the marketing space. So uh, being in this field, in the online space, how now I bumped into the marketing that I'm doing right now, which I'll explain, is it was in 2013 when we just decided to do freelance website design. So that time, website design was for awareness, And for
Mm.
tenderpreneurs, like if you wanted to get a tender, they would ask you, do you have a website? So that's what we were
Yeah.
doing for businesses. So you just do something that is attractive enough to attract uh, what people who are applying for tenders and the like. So eventually, with time, as technology advanced, we realized that there is more that you can gain when you're having a website. And then, of course, the social media came into the picture, and now the advanced technology that now you're now it's even more wide, being in the online space as a marketer. So currently,
Mm.
what I do, so I would just say it was like I bumped into marketing. It's not that I thought,
Mm.
oh, this is what
Yeah.
I would want to do. Yeah. So
That's
currently,
most
what
people's story.
yeah. So currently,
Yeah.
what I do, I'm a digital strategist, but I help businesses generate revenue through the online space. I create that means creating awareness, building relationship, retaining customers. So I do that through website design, SEO, digital marketing as a whole, and
Mm.
just guiding through the different strategies to help business generate revenue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. For me, it was a bit more linear because I remember after dropping my pilot dream, I started thinking maybe I can be a lawyer, and then the KCSE results came, and I was I was like, okay, so what options do I have? Do I become a lawyer or do I become a business person? And from the influence of my dad, I think I figured maybe I had to have more versatility in terms of the options that I can get as an, because then I was thinking about employment, like everybody thinks when they are going to campus anyway. So I thought,
Um,
okay, maybe if I increase my options by doing a business course, chances are maybe I'd get a job. I didn't even know what job I was going to get. I just knew that something in business was quite interesting. Then I finished my campus, uh, get an opportunity to work in a company in the capital markets. I had always also been interested in the capital markets. So when I was doing my degree, I had thought, okay, maybe since I'm doing my degree, marketing was never in my radar. So I was thinking, okay, since I'm going I'm doing a finance degree, let me then think about what do I want to do. And I can say I really hated to do accounting. So I was like, surely there has to be something more about this finance world than just doing accounting. And so I decided to focus on the capital markets. And as like would have it, then there was an option to do for a temporary contract at one of the big capital markets industry players. And when the role was advertised, it was a corporate affairs job. So I was like, okay. In fact, I didn't even know what corporate affairs was, but based on my general understanding, I thought, okay, this is probably a communications job. But you know what? I this is a job I think I can do, because in my head I was thinking I'll go inside and then I'll impress them, and then they'll give me the financial analyst role, and then I grow from there. Because that's what sometimes you're told. Go get that job, as long as you are inside, you can figure it out. So
yeah.
my strategy, let me get inside, and then I'll still pursue this financial analyst dream. So I get into
Mm-hmm.
the job. I start doing corporate affairs, and I realized, wow, I really like talking to people, and I really like helping guys solve their problems. And I was thinking, okay, first of all, there are two things. This company didn't have a financial analyst position. So that dream internally, it meant that if I wanted to be a financial analyst, I'd have to look elsewhere. So in the organization, the finance that I hated was accounting, and that's what was the finance role then. So I said, okay, so what this role that I'm doing, how do I still make myself? How do I still maximize this role? Because it's heavy on the communications bit, but also I can do a lot of marketing through what we call investor education. So we started doing a lot of investor education. Then as time went, I started trying to pitch to my boss that, you know what, this entity could do more if it was actually trying to push more of this its brand outside there, but more like trying to get the mindset of a marketer, in the sense that communications is good, and that's PR and comms, but also you need to have a way to bring in customers, and that you need to have now the marketing function. So after a lot of back and forth, and then we ended up creating that function. So I started doing the marketing marketing function and brand and marketing now, still communications and sales marketing. Then it evolved to now being a full-fledged commercial unit and now doing commercial research and strategy. So my journey has been linear, but in the sense that I have had to charter my path in this industry, but mainly because the way the way I entered also I had to try to also prove my worth in terms of doing the marketing end and then building and also helping the organization see the value of not only being the comms beat, which is the corporate affairs, but also how do then they as a brand sell their products, and you can't sell it when you don't have a marketing unit. So that's slowly
Yeah.
by slowly, that's how we grew, and that's where I am currently now. So now we do marketing, and mostly now it's marketing and market on the marketing strategy bit, which is guiding which platforms we should use, how we should deploy, the resources we can put, customer relationship management, and all that. So yeah, so even I didn't think I was going to be a marketer, but as luck would have it, now we have two people in the family doing marketing, and
Yeah.
several years in, which is quite something. And I can say, honestly speaking, if I was able to do a financial, I think I'd probably still be good at financial analysis, because I employ a lot of my research skills and my analytical skills from my campus. Yes, but I still find it more enjoyable just talking to folks, trying to see what their problem is, getting their solutions, and you just seeing how you can help transform different people and businesses through marketing. Because if we're being honest, Vicky, the most important function in a company is the function that brings money. So
Yeah.
you can be the best analyst, you can be the best HR guy, you can be the best accountant, you can be the best operations person. But the bottom line is, how can the company run? And unless it's a non-governmental even government entities these days have a very big responsibility of seeing how they build one. But unless you can actually bring money to the farm, then everything else, falls by the wayside. So I've loved the way that you can actually use different channels, different strategies, different ways to sell your product and sell any product. Even just a company that does not sell products can actually use marketing, or what you now call the brand management bit, to try to sell its brand and its product or its services to a very, very big audience. So yeah, I can say that it's been an interesting journey, and it's a learning journey. And one thing I learned is, in the marketing field, especially in digital marketing space, rarely will your day be the same, because things change so fast and so quick. And sometimes even trying to communicate those changes internally can be a headache, because people now are also expecting, you are told that this is what works, so how come then you're telling us, no, people are now on TikTok, so we need to move on TikTok. They're like, but we just started Facebook last year. So it's a very interesting bit, and also you trying to also acquaint yourself with these platforms, because you might have built a career being the meta guy, and then suddenly people are talking about
Yeah.
TikTok. So how do you remain relevant in that space? Mm,
You
yeah,
remember
carry on.
there is a time where we had when ChatGPT came,
Mm,
it was introduced, and then now we started seeing so many videos about 10 AI tools that is a
yeah,
must for your business. You reach the point
yes.
like, okay, this 10 seems to be different from this 10. So you
Every
end up
every
being,
week had a new list.
yeah. So yeah, the marketing space keeps just
It's
evolving.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It really is. And I'm curious, in these very many years that you've done this thing, what are some of the things that you've learned in the industry? Maybe the good, the bad, just general learnings that you have had as you carried on building your career and also serving and helping customers.
Yeah, I think if I'm to just use the same scenario of marketing shift, every day there is something that you need to learn. What I've learned is you need to always keep up to date. Like you're not supposed to be rigid with what you know. If you're, for example, like for me, I started with websites. I'm not supposed to only say, okay, this is what works. Like I am supposed to look at what is happening right now, where are the customers, uh, shifting. What do I need to do to be able to acquire this other knowledge? Like now we have chat gpt, should I ignore because it's not something that I have done, or what I've been doing is working? So just being flexible and learning on a day-to-day basis is something that is very key. And through the process of learning, understanding your customer, that is one
Yeah.
thing that I realized, if you don't do, then you are born to fail. Because when you understand your customers, you're likely to know what they want to buy. uh, are they women, are they male, like where are they located? It will give you the price points. Like if you are dealing with people in a certain location that are low income, you are not going to sell to them a premium product, so understanding your customer will really help you know how to communicate to them effectively, what to sell to them, and how to retain them as customers. That is one of the major things that I've learned. I don't know what you
Mm.
think about it as a marketer.
Yeah. I think there's in especially as things change, trying to optimize the different platforms, even just personal selling, trying to optimize those platforms as a business or as a company to see where can we extract more value from this customer, but also in the appreciation that not every platform will work for everyone. So if
Yeah,
you're able to generate, if you are a business that works, offers a service and it has built its brand on TikTok, then it does not necessarily mean that transferring that the strategy to Facebook is what will work for your business. But now you as the marketer understanding that, you know what, your strengths are in TikTok, and this is how we can capitalize or maximize on TikTok, to build your revenue, so that you don't have to focus on trying to be on different platforms. That's what I've also learned on my end, is you don't have to be everywhere. You can actually be a brand that is a TikTok brand. You can be a Meta brand. You can be an X brand. You can even be a YouTube brand.
yeah,
You just have to maximize what works for you as a business, and then use the others as just a complementary. Like, it's good to be on
yeah,
Facebook, to be on Instagram, to be on TikTok. But if your revenue is coming from LinkedIn, you have to first maximize how you get money from LinkedIn, or revenues from LinkedIn, or even leads from LinkedIn, and then you build it. You scale it down to the different platforms. And also, most of what I've also learned is, previously when we started, different platforms were very good for different things. Like, if you are a business person, or if you're selling a B2B, if you're selling business to business products, LinkedIn would usually work for you. If you are selling a product, that had a service product, Twitter or X used to work for you, because you could have you were able to communicate well about what different value propositions that you're having through the threads. If you're selling a product, Instagram used to work for you, because people, images have a very high impact on the conversion. But then, as time has gone, we have observed that different platforms have also tried to do what other platforms are doing. Like, you'll see X now
yeah,
has a lot of pushing videos. Instagram is going also on videos. You see TikTok has come and changed the whole game. LinkedIn now, people are everybody is now on LinkedIn. In LinkedIn used to be like a professional platform. Now you can just be a person, sell yourself on LinkedIn, and you don't have to necessarily sell to B2B alone. You can sell to different individuals. If you have a course that you're selling and you are selling to marketers, you can be on LinkedIn, you can be on Twitter, you can be on TikTok. Like, the ability for you to maximize different platforms for your good, I think that has been one of the biggest learnings. And also, I think everybody is learning, including the service providers or the digital
yeah.
platform. But also, another lesson that I've also learned is,
I think I also agree with
as
you. I think I also agree with you when you talk about the like each platforms having
mm,
they have, it's like they are learning from each other, and then they're also
yeah,
improving from their end. So it's not like now if you're on Facebook, then you can't make sales because someone else is on
mm,
TikTok and making. Yeah, I think I agree on that.
yeah. Another thing that I've learned, or that I've come to appreciate, is storytelling is a very important skill set that you need to acquire. Storytelling and sales. So we will say, oh, marketing and sales is a bit different. Some companies use marketing to refer to sales. Sales is actually just getting, if I can put it plainly,
Customer.
going for leads and converting. But now, what I've also learned as a marketer is that also you need to have very good people skills, you need to have very good communication skills, and you also
Mhm.
need to have a very good way of telling a story, in the sense that why most of what we do is we create, it's like we create the we lay the ground for the salesperson to actually go and do the conversion. So as
Yeah.
say that Asha Group is selling websites, I'm not saying we are actually selling websites and doing SEO stuff. So when you come and try to offer a service to a customer, what you actually do is you first have to you help that customer, that brand. If you are if we were to engage you or to offer our digital marketing services to you, what we would first need to do is, the first thing is we need to tell your story. Why should I, as a customer, start buying cars from you? Like, what makes you so special? Everybody is selling cars. So telling that story in a manner that resonates with the target audience that you're trying to reach is a very important skill. And that storytelling then translates into copywriting, because how you sell that product is also dependent on also the copy. The copy means the text or the content that you put on the different platforms, whether it will be on LinkedIn, whether it will be on X, whether it will be on Instagram. And even the video that somebody does has to be copyrighted, in the sense that even what they say has to have a flow, like what's the intro, why do I, the different pitches. Sometimes some people break in the space and they get lucky because they said something that resonated with a lot of you, a lot of people. But if you want to sustain that, you need to have a structure. So that's something that I've learned. Copywriting, communications, interpersonal skills, all those build to what you become a marketer. And sometimes it can also be what makes you an effective salesperson. It can also be what
Yeah.
makes you an effective CEO. So there are some skills that I've learned in the industry that some of them people assumed were for salespeople, some of them people assumed were for finance guys, even analytical skills. There was a time you didn't need to be an analyst to understand to be a marketer. But as the platforms have gone, now data becomes a very important component of your work, so that you need to understand, why is Meta working for me, and how can I make Meta work for me? Why is TikTok
Yeah.
working for me? So for me, the copywriting, no, sorry, the storytelling ability, and also your personal skills and your communication skills being all part of who you are, is something that I've come to learn and appreciate as some of the things that differentiate the average marketer from the exceptional one. Mhm. You have
Mm.
anything to add on the learnings?
I think one more thing that is also very crucial is testing is a must if you want to generate great sales, because there is no one solution that fits all. Like you cannot say because I'm selling clothes and another client B is also selling clothes, we are going to use
Mm.
the same kind of strategy. We are going to do TikTok the same way. You have to test because your audience are probably different. So testing is number one. Like you have to. That's why even from our previous episode we talked about thumbnails, where you test the different
Yeah,
thumbnails
A/B
to see
testing.
which one fits the audience. Yeah. So even all these platforms, Facebook, all these other social media platforms have integrated the A/B test even when you're doing adverts, because they understand that different audiences fit different products. So you have to test everything that you do, whether it's the video, whether it's the content, the copy that you're doing.
Mhm.
It will help you know which who your audience is, therefore reach the right target.
Yeah, that's a very important thing that you're showing. And even now, as we talk about the testing, it now reminds me of something that we need. Somebody who is trying to build a career in the marketing needs to understand what are the skills required to build your career in marketing. Now, just to lay the ground into this conversation or this topic, we first need to understand and appreciate that the digital marketing space, and even not even the marketing space, right now a lot of companies are moving into the digital marketing space. So that is maybe what we can focus on. But this whole industry is so wide. Did you like, most people don't even know that being a website developer is part of being a digital marketer. So
Yeah.
understanding that this industry is wide. And let me just share something that I did. I was researching on the different skills that are required. I found that there's a study. Usually LinkedIn release an annual study on the skills that are required in any field. Was what I noted, or what I observed, was in 2023, these were the skills that were being asked by a lot of um, advertisers or job advertisers. So you will see that they were saying the demand for social media marketing roles or social media marketers is very high, right? Then it's followed by SEO, search engine optimization experts, then Adobe Photoshop, email marketing, marketing research. If I were to just look at this one, two, three, if these five roles, these are different uh, people. So you are this is a social media marketer. There is something happening on the on the some alarm system or something. Maybe you can. So there's social media marketing, which is now, if you are to enter into this space, it's one of the highest demanded skill sets. So we need to understand what does it take to become a social media marketer. Search engine optimization expert. What does it take? Adobe Photoshop. This is talking about creatives. Maybe if you are a videographer or a graphic designer, Adobe Photoshop is one of the skills that's required by companies looking for people. Email marketers. What tools do you need to learn? Marketing research. Now that's what we're talking about now. The marketing space going analytical. What tools do you need to know? What skill sets do you need to acquire? So on the skill set, Vicky, I don't know what your thoughts are based on this research, and this is LinkedIn, and you can trust most of their studies because these guys have an understanding. And you see what they're saying also, you need to have copywriting skills, graphic design skills, marketing and communication skills, analytical. It's basically saying that you need to be all rounded as a marketer. But the biggest skill set you'll see across all these industries, this is America, Middle East, Africa, Latin America, all these things, the thing that ranks the top is social media marketing.
Social media.
So we would be something that also we need to help guys understand, how does one become a social media marketer. And in terms of the people who are asking, okay, is the digital marketing space still a good space? 83% of CMOs, those are chief marketing officers, projected that in the coming year, which was 2024, they were going to they were going to increase their teams. So whether they'll increase their teams with social media managers, SEO experts, copywriters, whatnot, it just shows that even as the people are going into the industry, there is still a lot of opportunities for somebody to build their career or advance their career in the digital marketing space. Yeah, so that was something interesting, and I thought maybe it should be something that we can have a chat on, especially somebody trying to get started in the digital marketing space. What are the skills you think would be important to acquire?
Digital marketing is it's very wide, and
Mm,
if you're starting out, then it's not wise to learn everything because you'll be confused. I would state, I even realized that there's a forum that I attended, and I was just talking to a lady, and I realized that even the PR firms are now doing communication and social media. Like,
yes.
it's like the marketing space has now, it's like it's working to for many people. Many businesses
Mm,
have decided to integrate the online marketing.
yes,
The
integration is happening.
yeah, traditional marketers are also now on the social media. Now the website
Yeah,
design, those used to be separate industries, but now we are
function.
together. So
Mm,
that therefore means we as like if you're starting out, the the expertise is too much, like there it's wide, so you need to think,
mm,
what can I be able to do well? Look at where you are right now. Like, am I good at storytelling, for example? Am I good at communicating to people? Then I will focus more on content marketing. Am I good at analysis? Like, do I like doing research? Do I like doing naturally, what do you like doing? Because that will really help you know where to start from. Am I a creative person? Then I will think of a graphic, starting from Adobe, learning about Adobe to work on the graphic design and the video editing, because you just need that basic skills. Then you start learning from there what will make, because that basic skills will not get you where you want, but with that basic skills, you know where to start from. Then now you get skills within or in line with what you already know. Now, for example, if you're to use like content marketing is more of creating content for the social media platform, building strategies, giving
Mm.
the storytelling that you're just talking about. So what will make me fit in that market if I'm good at communicating, if I'm more of an extrovert than an introvert, because sometimes when you're an extrovert, you tend to learn a lot of things. Therefore, it gives you ideas on what to put on the content. I'm not saying that an introvert will not do it, but an extrovert will do it better. Then you will think of
Yes.
now, what do I need to learn? I need to learn about copywriting. As much as I'm good at storytelling, I need to learn about copywriting. Like I need to get skills about copywriting. How do I make the content flow? What do I need to start? What are the catchy points that I need to include in my content to be able to attract more people? So it's just you thinking about which area do I want to focus on, then the skills I will need to improve. Then the others you learn as you continue, but you can't do all of them at once.
Yeah, that's a very good insight. And there's a saying in the industry that generalists are loved, but specialists are paid more. So
Yeah.
if you are entering into the industry, let's just say that we want to use this statistic that was shared by LinkedIn as a guiding light in what exactly it would take for you to get started in the industry. So if we were just to use this list of the demanded skills by employers, if you are starting out in the industry, then you have to start out in the industry that has the skill set. You have to start out building a skill set that has the highest demand. If you have never done any marketing, while marketing research ranks as one of the highest skill sets required, it is prudent for you, it would be highly unlikely for you to get a job as a marketing research if you cannot prove that you know how social media marketing works. So the first thing any person who is starting a career in the marketing space, first of all, the biggest the easiest industry to break into according to different people is digital marketing. But people assume that people talk about social media marketing and then call it digital marketing. Digital marketing is so huge. So if you want to break into an industry like this one, because the barriers to entry are so little, you are going to face a lot of competition. So you have to be strategic about it. And what I would say is use data to guide your decisions. This is just one of the reports that you'll see. There will be so many other industry reports that you can search and see what is the highest, what are the most popular job adverts for social media marketers. So then you start looking at those CVs and start designing your or aligning your role into that function. So say you used this as a guide for you to break into the industry, or you're already in the industry and you're struggling to grow. You have been stuck as a social media marketer, and now you want to grow into now content writing or copywriting, or now you want to go into SEO. So this, or you want to go into another field to improve your employability in another space. So if you're starting, just say like social media marketing. Social media marketing basically means how can you help a brand sell on the socials. So if you are in that space, then the things you need to do is you need to understand what platforms are used to sell in that space. So if you are in if that company is big on Meta, then you need to understand how Meta business suite works. If that company does a lot of such advertising like Google Ads or YouTube, you need to know how the platform of Google Ads works. If you're now entering into SEO, you need to know what are the different platforms that people use to measure the performance of the website. Google Analytics. It can also be, those search engine optimization tools that can help. If you are now a creator, you now need to understand what is Adobe Photoshop. How do I make it work? So what I would say is, you know yourself, you know your skills, you know you are a person who is good at video, you know you're a person who is good at communication, you know you're a person who is good at social media. So what you now need to know is, just because you're good, you understand how Facebook works, is not enough to get you into the room of somebody to hire you to help them to grow their Facebook. So you need to show how did you grow somebody else's business through Facebook or through Instagram or through even TikTok. And it can also be influencer marketing. That's part of social media marketing. You can actually get a role as a social media marketer just because you influenced for a brand. So
Yeah.
it is an interest that you have to just leverage on what you have and then build skills. Now,
Yeah.
because
And
like
then
I said,
I also wanted to say that even as you look at those skills, the skill sets, then you also need to look at how they are related. Like, for example, you talk about social media marketing, you are not only going to post content, you also need to understand the graphics that will suit that content that you're posting. Even if
yes.
you're not doing the graphic design, you need to have an understanding that this post that I'm going to put is going to attract more organic reach or paid reach. If you're talking about SEO, then you need to have a basic understanding of what a website is. You will not just do a search engine and you can't be able to state or to know if this website is user friendly or mobile friendly to the user. So there are some skills that you have to at least, even if you know one, have a basic understanding of the other because they revolve around each other.
Yeah, especially if you want to to get those interviews while you are building your skill set as a as a person who is good at meta advertising or Google Ads. It is also good to show that or to get an understanding. Actually, you can build a career as a social media marketer, but when you are trying to, especially if you're going to look for the corporate world, you need to also understand how SEO works. What is actually SEO? Understand, even if you don't know how to do Adobe, you can have some skill set in Canva, those simplified platforms, so that you can also say, by the way, okay, you need an Adobe Photoshop guy. I'm very good at social media marketing. I'm very good at doing meta ads, but also I have also built my skills as doing creatives on Canva or different platforms, and I understand how Google Analytics works. I also understand how the how to get insights from the Meta platform. So we're just saying that if you, based on your strengths, you need to double down on building your skill sets on this platform. And we shall also do another video about the different platforms for different social media tools. Like for social media marketers, what are their platforms? For SEO experts, what are their platforms? We shall do another video for that. This one is just to give you a general understanding. If you are in the industry, what can help you grow in that space, and what can help you is double down on your specialization, because you've already lay your bed. You have decided that I'm going to be an SEO expert. So double down on being an SEO expert, but build some skills on social media marketing and creative design, as well as email marketing. But then if you're starting also, now you have a free reign to decide based on your strengths, where are you going to focus on, and then how do you build or show your competence on that space. I don't know, Vicky, if you have anything to add, but that's what I would tell anybody in the industry, but also anybody who is trying to start out. Specialize, but also get insights on the other spaces. And what you'd be surprised if you even just went to your search engine or to chat GPT and asked, give me different social media digital marketing roles, you would find that you have over 50 roles that are available. So again, social media marketing in its own is a whole industry. So just try to dig deeper and deeper into an industry that you are interested in. Build a skill set there that you are sure that if somebody was to say, I need somebody who can help me push on YouTube. Then you are like, you know what? I am the best person who can do on YouTube. And then they're like, but I also need somebody who is good on Meta. Then you're like, I am not so good on Meta. I can actually grow your revenue on YouTube through the Google Ads platform. But I understand how Meta works. So we can maximize on this platform and then do, so that even if you see those different advertisers are there, like they want Meta guys, you can apply, but you're waiting for the Google Ads buyers business. And you can even just directly pitch at these different products. You're like, I saw the way your products is, you're selling diapers. This is how I think you could be able to sell your product on
Yeah.
YouTube, or you can sell it on the Meta. So it's something that you can. It's a very versatile industry, but also it also means that then how you approach the getting a role, or becoming a big a personality in that industry will also vary based on your skill set, based on your personality, but also how creative you are in trying to make yourself relevant in that space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we have covered most of that about how you can build the skill sets required. But now that also creates now that feeling that, okay, now I know the skills that's required. But you guys are experts in this field. If you were to start over again, knowing what you now know, how would you do it? If you're either going into the influencer space, or let's call it freelancing, like how you, Vicky, have been able to build a brand around your digital marketing skills, or now me in the corporate world. If you were to start over again and you had these two options, I want to go into the corporate world, or I want to go into now freelancing. So it's a good thing that two of us are working in different industries, and we can share insights about that.
Yeah.
How would you to roll the dice? How would you start it again? How would you start over?
I think it's just almost a similar answer that I would give. I will first look at what I'm good at. Like for me, I love research. I just like knowing why something is the way it is. So I would look at the marketing field as a whole, which areas would make me dig deep or dive deep to understand. So I'll look at, I would want to understand the customers. I would want to understand the sales that company is getting. So that will make me know I need to get um, more knowledge or acquire more knowledge in that line about analysis, about research. Then after knowing that, even as I'm doing that, acquiring those skill set, then I'll think with this term that people keep mentioning every now and then, AI, how would I be able to use AI to be able to be efficient in what I want to do in the field? So then I'll go and research Chat GPT. I would research how I can integrate AI in my analysis or my research. So even as any person who's outside there and thinking of how to do this today, then he would need to think of how they will be able to integrate AI in whatever they're doing. Because some of the things that we were doing like 5 years, 3 years ago, some of them are going to be simplified with the advancement of the artificial intelligence. So we have to think about the future as opposed to what is happening right now. Else, you might end up acquiring knowledge and then you realize what you acquired is obsolete. So you need to think about ahead. What would make me be able to be an expert in the near future, not an expert right now. That is basically what I would say.
Yeah, that's true. And on the AI story, I think I'd just like to throw some caution. AI is still in its nascent stages, and a lot of people have been talking about, AI is going to replace this industry. AI is going to render marketers or creative designers or content writers obsolete. But what I've seen in the being in the industry is AI is actually going to make guys who are already in the industry more competent in their role, their productivity. So if you're good at Adobe, AI will make you now make, if you're running 4 hours to do video editing with AI, understanding already Adobe Photoshop, you can now do it faster. So uh, please, even as you're starting out, don't be so obsessed about AI, but try to build a skill and then leverage on AI to make yourself more relevant, right?
Yeah.
So for me, if I were to start over again now in the being knowing what I know in the corporate field, I would aim, if I'm right now in campus in my fourth year, or in my even in my third year, or I've just started out my career in marketing. First of all, is I would try as much as possible to get a role inside an ad agency, or a PR firm. Why that is important is because, like we said earlier, our digital marketing role is very wide. Now, what an ad agency or a creative agency provides is, it gives you a holistic view of what it involves to be a marketer. Because inside there, you'll find the videographer, you'll find the creative designer, you'll find the marketing strategists, you'll find the customer relations team, you will find the guys who are doing programmatic advertising. You'll find programmatic advertising, for those people who don't know is now the guys who actually do the Google ads, the guys who actually go and post, engage with publishers to put the content there. Then you'll also learn about the people who are doing the metrics and analytics. So it will give you a very wide view of what the industry looks like. And then as you interact with the different facets in your internship or in your contract, then you can realize, I'm very good at this space. So then you can double down. And then now, if you want to specialize, or go out and grow now into an actual company, then you can do that. But if you have the ability to grow in an ad agency, that will be something good. Now, if I'm already in the industry and in a role, in a marketing role, then what I would tell you is, you know what your business does, you know how well it can do, even if you are not, even if you didn't have the marketing knowledge, the digital marketing skills and knowledge, you know what works for your business. So what I would tell you, I would advise you is, try to leverage on what is available in your company. If they are doing meta, now you try to guide them into doing meta ads, so that then you can add more value, and even you yourself learn into that skill set. Sometimes the beauty about this digital space is, you, when you're learning, the people who don't know about how that platform works don't know if you're making the right decision or not. So you can also actually learn on those platforms, leverage on that, become a specialist in that, and then it can even give you the ability to negotiate a higher salary, or now move to another entity that now does a bigger advertising. Then even in that space, then you can now branch out and start saying, okay, now I'm good at meta, now I want to increase my Google ads knowledge, I want to start doing SEO, I want to build websites. So it's also possible for you internally. You just need to double down on what you know, and then help your organization. Sometimes people think that you can grow by going outside. Actually, the best place that you can actually grow your skill set is usually in an organization that already knows you. They'll give you a leeway to learn. But when you go to an entity, another entity is expecting you to already be an expert in that field. So capitalize on what you have, and then build your skill set from there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I also wanted to mention there are some skill sets that are more visible. So in case you don't have an opportunity to maybe to get to an agency, to work in an agency, or you're still thinking about business but you don't know how to do it, then you can decide to do the free version. Like, for example, if you have a videographer or a photographer, you can decide to just, the social media platforms are free. So you can decide to
Yeah.
start showcasing what you're doing, like you take videos about on different things, and then you just post on the social media platforms, and you never know. Maybe through the organic reach, you might now get your future employer, or start a business.
Yeah. Thank you, Vicky. And I think that is just a good place to end on. We're talking about how to build your career in marketing. Of course, we shall do other videos about how you can the different platforms you can leverage on. But maybe if you have any final thoughts, Vicky, we can hear what you're saying, what you would tell any person who is in the field, and then we call it a day.
Okay, so final thought is especially for those who are starting out, and maybe those who have been in the field, and maybe it's not working. First, I would say patience. Like, you just need to be patient. Because I know most of the time when you're on the space, you tend to see so many viral videos, and you tend to think, okay, this is what should be
Why
working,
not
and
me?
it's not working. Yeah, why not me? So you just need to be
Mm,
patient. And even as you're patient, you continue learning, because you can't just be patient and you wait for a miracle. You are patient, but you're learning, what am I not doing right, what do I need to improve, until you'll be able, as you learn in the process through the different things that you do, eventually you'll reach to that point where you had set your goal or target. That is one. And then two, because you've said marketing is very wide, at least select a
mm,
niche to focus on. That will really help you. Even while you meet the different clients, they are able to see the expertise in you, that you are not all over the place. You're at least focused on at least one. You're good at this one thing, and then these other things you complement. So at least focus on a niche. This will really help you, even with the way technology is changing every day. It will help you keep up with the technology in that specific field. And then lastly, as you have mentioned, knowledge is key. Do enough research before deciding to dive into anything, because as we continue, things keep coming up. So another social media platform will come tomorrow. So you need to at least do enough research before you decide, okay, this is something that, like, now we have Thread. I don't know why people don't talk about Thread, but we have Thread that is
nobody
competing with
cares.
X. So when it came,
Even the
everyone,
users don't care about trends.
yeah, when it came, even including me, I rushed into it, and then I was not able to keep up, because I realized,
The
okay,
problem
there's,
with threads is it came to try to compete with the X. You
yes,
don't build a platform that is copying another platform. You have to create your own unique value proposition.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Just do enough research before deciding to dive
Yeah.
into anything. Yeah. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you very much, Vicky, for that. That's a very nice way to wind up. For me, I'll just say, based on what you're saying and what I know, is the three L's: lifelong learning. In any field, if you don't embrace the lifelong learning philosophy, you will always be frustrated and you'll never grow in that space. So embrace lifelong learning and listen to what Vicky is talking about in the different platforms. So that's it for from us today. We were talking about how to build your career in the marketing space. And we hope that you found this video content relevant. If it was useful, you can also like, share, and subscribe to our platform. And see you in the next one. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.